Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a really long time. Last time I posted, I think it was December or something like that. My hair was different, life was different, but yeah, I've, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be creating again. Um, Today, just gonna talk about nothing in general, just life. My life in Japan specifically. Right now, I'm at a nice park. As you can see, hold on, I'll give you guys a view of what it looks like, how beautiful it is here. It's really nice. And I wanted to do it in a secluded place, and that's what I found. I love going here. It's pretty close to my house, so I try to go here, exercise, bike sometimes. But yeah, the sky is clear and beautiful. Life feels good. So, today I wanted to talk about embarrassment and the feeling of embarrassment. Everybody's felt it. It's it's a natural thing to feel. Um, Even when I was thinking about coming here, I felt a little. Oh, what if people are gonna look at me? Uh, I don't know if I'll do it, but I'm so glad that I did it. And even if I did feel embarrassed, I feel like being embarrassed sometimes is worth it. So yeah, today is gonna be on the topic of embarrassment, and embarrassment I feel kind of has something to do with belittling yourself, um, overthinking, um, because most of the time, even when you're embarrassed, it's not that big of a deal. Usually it's okay. And I just wanted to tell a few stories about when I felt embarrassed. Um, so first I'll start with, hmm, since I'm living in Japan and the local language is Japanese, I had to learn Japanese and it was embarrassing sometimes. Sometimes my Japanese was shit, and that's okay. When you're learning a language, it's gonna be shit. But how I took it was what's wrong. What was the problem? The problem was that I took that embarrassment as, oh, I suck at Japanese. I'm so dumb. But that's not the case. You're gonna be embarrassed about everything you start. Whenever you start something, you're a beginner. You're new. It's always gonna be like that. You're always gonna be bad at it. And being bad at something is the start of something. Start of being good. For you to be good, you had to once be bad at it. That's just how life works. And when let's for example, when you study, you it makes you feel dumb because you realize there's so much you didn't know. There's so much you're clueless about. And then when you mm, when you exercise, your muscles get weak, and that's how you get strong. It's just a part of life. It's a balance. Um, so to start, I'll start with a recent embarrassing story. Um, Not recent, but pretty recent. So in I recently got a job at a soba shop, and it's in Japanese, so I have to speak Japanese the whole time. Um, so and I'm pretty proud of that I was able to get a job, that I've worked so hard to improve my Japanese to this level where I can. Um, so let me start. When I was going in for the job interview, I wanted to be early. I wanted to be prompt and on time because that's important. Japanese really respect that if you're on time and even early. So I was there. I came there to this location actually 40 minutes early. Actually, maybe it was even an hour early. But I just sat down, practiced what I was gonna say, just thought it through my head, thinking about the situation, how it was gonna go. Um, and even through that preparation, it wouldn't prepare me for how it actually was gonna go. It was really good experience. So I came to the restaurant. The door was closed. They were working in the back. They didn't see me. I came like 15 minutes early. They didn't see me the whole time, and I was just waiting there. Tried to open the door. I was just sitting there, really, and I felt a little embarrassed because people saw me just standing in front of this business that was closed. Um, and it might have been a little weird, but that's what I had to do. I had to get their attention. So I stood there for like 10, 12 minutes, and then finally the guy saw me. Oh, actually, before they even saw me, since it was taking a long time for them to notice someone was at the door, I called the restaurant that I'm working at, and I said, I said, I said in Japanese, 面子の予約があります. So I said it wrong. And actually, this is not my fault. I didn't know how to say interview in Japanese, so I asked the AI, that I use, Perplexity, how can I say I have a reservation? That's why I'm here. And then they said to say 面子の予約がありますか? But I mean, even when I said 面子の予約があります, um, it was wrong because I mean, yoyaku means reservation. I knew that, but I didn't know what minko meant. And then I looked it up in my dictionary. I couldn't find minko, but then I found something else, minsetsu, which is the actual correct way to say interview. So I was supposed to say minsetsu no yoyaku ga arimasu, but instead I said minko no yoyaku ga arimasu. And then I checked with AI. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be minsetsu, and it's like, no, no, no. It's definitely minko. You should say minko. And then I was like, okay, I guess I'll say it. I said it on the phone. Minko no yoyaku ga arimasu. And then they were like, I think you have the wrong restaurant. And I was like, oh, sumimasen. Sumimasen. And then I just shimasu. And then I just hung up the phone. It was kind of embarrassing. And I was like, is this not the restaurant? And then they were like, yes, this is the restaurant, but uh, this is not for Minko, which I don't even know. I don't even think that's like means anything. But I said it, and then hung up the phone, and I just waited there for a little bit more. And then and then it started to be, I was kind of late. I mean, I technically wasn't late because I was there the whole time, but it was like 2 minutes after the scheduled time. I was supposed to be there at 10. It was like 10:02. I had been waiting there for 15 minutes, and then the Tincho-san, the store manager, saw me finally, and he came to the door. I said it again, even though on the phone, he was like he didn't understand what I said. I said it in person, and I said "Mengo no yoyaku ga arimasu," and it was like, what do you? He looked at me. He was like, what do you mean? I mean, he didn't say anything, but I could see in his face he was a little confused, and I was like, oh, interview. So I just said interview. Um, katakana. And I said it. It was like interview ga arimasu. And I was like, oh, and he understood. And then he came back. He said, "Shoushou mate kudasai." And then I waited. And then he came back. And then um, I waited. He came back. I sat down. And then the interview went pretty well. I understood maybe roughly 70% of what he was saying. I understand the most important parts, what I was supposed to bring back, all that stuff. And I'll make another video about jobs in Japan and the process of getting one. It is a long process. I'm still not done yet. I still have some stuff I need to get done, some paperwork I need to get done, but I'm almost there. And once I finish and once I get the job, I'll tell you guys about it. I'll make another video about it. But yeah, that was one of the most recent embarrassing stories. But I mean, I'm glad I didn't let that ruin the interview because if I felt down about that because of that mistake, I felt a little silly afterwards. Um, but I didn't let it get to me. And other times, I've definitely let it get to me and kind of ruin my chances. But this time, I just saw it as silly me, little oopsie. I mean a little oopsie, and it was okay. And then the interview went fine. The store manager was super nice guy. The other day, actually, he gave me I think in Japanese it's called makanai. It's like a employee, like when the manager gives employees food for free, and he gave me a free meal. And I was super thankful that he. It was super nice. I wasn't expecting that. I never got that kind of reception when working in America, so I was really surprised. I mean, I've gotten like maybe little snacks here and there, but it wasn't from another like coworker or from my boss. So I've never had that experience before, and it was really nice. Um, and then once I start working there, I'll tell more about my story. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at a butterfly. Super beautiful. Um, and I'm glad I went outside to do this interview. I mean, to do this video, because if I didn't inside, I feel like I wouldn't be as open. This nature is making me feel really calm and really able to express myself easily. Um, so I want to make more videos like this outside, and then you guys can see this beautiful scenery, the sky. I think you guys can see the sky, the flowers behind me, and stuff like that. Um, yeah, and then maybe in the future I might do interview stuff like that. I don't maybe I'll see how it goes. But if you're interested in me doing some things, just let me know. Comment. Um, okay, moving on. I'm yapping a little bit, but moving on. Next embarrassing story. This one really didn't have to do with my Japanese, and this one I was really embarrassed. Like it really messed with me for like the whole rest of my night, and even the other day, like not the other the day after, the day following, I was feeling kind of weird about it. But I kind of understand where the person was coming from. It didn't have to do with my Japanese. I didn't really say anything in Japanese. What happened was, in my apartment, I took out the trash and I was coming back in, and then this other person came in. This lady came in. I went into the building, and I decided to get elevator. Usually, when someone else comes in, I just go to the stairs because I don't want to be stuck in the awkward elevator. But today, I just felt different. And sometimes it's okay if I go, like nothing weird happens, nothing awkward happens. Just sitting there. I mean, it's a little awkward, but not that big of a deal. Um, but this one was a little different. Oh, sorry, the mic might be messing up a little bit because of the wind. But this time, yeah, it was a bit strange. I'm not gonna lie. So let me make sure you guys can see my face. I think it's okay. So I was, so I was coming in. We were in the elevator. No talking, just silence. And then I pressed four. I pressed. Oh, I just exposed my floor. It's probably fine. I pressed my floor number, and then it came up to the floor I was gonna get off on, and then she didn't press any button, so I was assuming, oh, okay, she lives on the same floor. And then I didn't want to be rude, so I was like, "Dozo, you can get off first." And then she gave me the most like, what the hell are you talking about? Like kind of face. She's like, it was, she had headphones in. I'm still sure she heard me. And it was like, oh, and I was like, oh, and then I went off, and I was like, I just looked so confused, so lost, because I was lost. I was like, did she not? I guess she doesn't live on the floor, but why didn't she press her floor number? And then I thought about it some more. I was like, okay, she was probably being like cautious about people knowing where her floor is, stuff like that, just to be safe. So she waited until I left to go to her floor, kind of thing, which is, I guess, makes sense, but I feel like it's a little too cautious. Like I'm not gonna do anything, but I don't think it's because I was a gaijin. I think it was just she would do that with anybody, and especially because of a guy. I think she would do it with any guy, even if it was a Japanese guy, just to be safe. And I can understand that, but it made me feel really awkward, really weird. Um, but even from that experience, I learned something new. Not my. I guess yeah. I learned. I'm just gonna take the stairs. That's what I learned. I'm not gonna face having an awkward situation again. And I honestly, I know this sounds weird, but I hope I don't see her again. Cause that experience was. I don't want to have an experience like that again. That was one of the most awkward ones so far. Um, yeah, I would say that's the top most awkward one for sure. Um, it wasn't really about Japanese, just about awkward situation. But what I did wrong in this situation, I feel like I did worse in the interview one. In this one was I let it I let it get to me, man. I shouldn't have let it get to me. I was like, what did I do wrong? I didn't do anything wrong, but yeah, I didn't do anything wrong, and I shouldn't have to think about it too hard. She just felt comfortable. She felt like she wanted to be safe, take extra precautions. I can understand that. That makes sense. Um, but I shouldn't have just beat myself up about it. I should have let it go, but I didn't. And I learned from that. And even now, when I face new situations, I can, handle it better mentally. Um, and yeah, so I'm grateful for that experience, even though it was really weird. I'm grateful for it. Um, Let me talk about some other awkward situations. Hmm. Let me think. Let me think. Give me 1 second. I probably cut this out, but actually no. I like to keep my videos raw, just to make it feel more homely, more natural. Let me think. Another awkward situation. Oh, okay, okay. This was also recent. I was with my good friend. Um, I'll link his channel in below in the description since I mentioned him. But we were gonna go after school. We were gonna go and get something to eat. So we went to this spot. It's a spot I go to often with my other friend, my Japanese friend. I go to because we live in the same neighborhood, so we go there a lot. It's pretty cheap, like $12 for all you can eat. But this time it wasn't all you can eat because you have to do reservation for that. But but whatever. So we were there, we were eating food, we were having a good time. Everything went well. I understood everything. The the waiter was saying. We ordered our food. I did say something a little bit awkward. There's two awkward things that happened in that night. The first one was when we were like drinking. These guys were there, and then they all just got up and left, which I usually don't see like a whole group just leaving unless they're actually leaving and they're not coming back. Um, but they got up and left. I was like, oh, I guess they're done for the night. But the drinks were pretty much full, and they were just sitting there. And it had been a while. It had been like 15 minutes or so. So I was like, I guess they're going. I mean, I don't want to waste the drinks. And then I asked the waiter, "Is it okay if we can have we can have the drinks?" And she's like, "Oh, they're still coming back. They're not going yet." And that was a little awkward, but I just smiled it off. It wasn't that awkward. But after the whole dinner, it was nice. We were chilling at takoyaki, just talking, laughing. Um, yeah, just chilling with my bro. Um, After that, we were getting. I said, "Okaike, can I get the can I get the check, please?" And then she came to give the check, and then she was going through the whole procedure. Um, and then showed us how much it was gonna be. And then we were thinking about splitting the money, how to split the money. And then I was like, how we split this equally? Because I ordered more. We're trying to split it equal. And then I put a certain amount, and I was trying to do the math in my head. And then my friend put something else, but I didn't notice him put that. And so we had a surplus of money. And then she saw that. She's like, "Ichimae dashite kudasai." Like, take out one bill. And I was like, okay. I was just trying to understand because I thought I put the exact amount, but I didn't. But because my friend put something in there, and then I was like, and then I hesitated for a second, and she took that hesitation as me not understanding what she was saying in Japanese, even though I did understand what she was saying. Um, and then she switched to English for the rest of the procedure. She was like, "Oh, please, like take out one." And I was okay, and I took out one, and then we did the thing. Um, and then got it done, and then she came out. Was like, "Oh, here is the receipt." Even though I could understand that if she said in Japanese, but she switched to English because she thought I didn't understand, and it wasn't awkward, but sometimes that happens, and I like to learn Japanese. I like to speak in Japanese, so when people switch to English because I'm a foreigner, I don't. I mean, it makes sense. I understand why, because they're already expecting me to speak Japanese. But throughout the whole night, I had been speaking Japanese, and they were understanding what I was saying when I was ordering, when I was getting the check. They understood everything we were saying. But then she switched because I had a couple seconds of hesitation of trying to understand why I had to take out one bill, and then she switched to English, and it wasn't awkward, but it. I guess I guess I thought about it too much. It's like, is my Japanese bad enough? Like, was I not able to respond fast enough? Should I be able to respond? And that wasn't the situation. It was just a situation of misunderstanding. And I understand that better now. Um, but yeah, I mean, it was also positive. It's pretty much a good thing because it made me want to learn even harder. And then that night I was like studying Japanese like really hard, even more than I usually do. And so it was a good thing. I mean, a lot of these stories, even though some of them seem bad, I would say the worst one was just the elevator situation. Um, I learned something from it. I grew from it, and I just wanted to talk about the positives of being embarrassed. It happens to all of us. We're all gonna be embarrassed one day because that's just a part of life. You can't live your life without being embarrassed. I mean, for you to be great, you have to lose. You have to make mistakes. Everybody's imperfect, and that's what makes us human. We're perfectly imperfect. That's what I think. Um, but yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today. Um, I'm excited to be back. I hope you're excited to see me back as well. Those of you have watched my videos. I mean, I only have one video up because I did shorts before. But even those of you who watch my shorts, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for all of your support. I plan to be more consistent as the summer break comes. Um, Making more videos like this. I want to make nature videos. I like fishing. I like outdoor activities. I haven't been able to do it in Japan, but I really, really want to do some outdoor activities in Japan. And yeah, I'm excited to be back. Treat me well. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Um, Thank you. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great morning, evening, whatever time it is. I hope you're doing well. Thank you. Bye bye.